Oh, guys, how we doing tonight? Stream failed to start. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. Give me a sec, guys. I am trying to stream, and it is not wanting me to for some reason. Okay. Give me a sec, guys. I'm going to leave the call and join right back. Discord being a little buggy for me. There we go. Sorry about that. Hello, hello. All right, now sound works. Let's see if we can figure out how to make sound and visuals work. There we go. Please confirm to me that this works. A little weird on that one. Awesome. Well, sorry about that, guys. A little bit of a slow start here. But I hope you all had a wonderful weekend, a nice, calm, relaxing weekend. Can't wait till I can start doing that once again. If you guys are Rice Statistics subscribers, you can tell we had a little bit of a stressful update today with our hosting platform not being able to handle the amount of data that we had available in the app. Pretty crazy stuff, but we fixed it in the short term. Gonna have some more permanent fix in mind by tomorrow. But Rice Statistics app is not the only thing in here. I am a trader first before anything else, and I will be looking to trade this week. But it is a little bit of a weird one for me. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys, because looking purely at a daily chart, I guess the right adjective for it would be clueless. That's what I am right now. I still believe we can go up from this point, but I feel like after such an aggressive move, even taking into account that ES has not retraced as deep as NASDAQ has, it's a little weird for me. But if we look purely, how do we establish our bias, right? Let's just look premium and discount, the most recent expansion. What does this tell me? Well, my first discount and efficiency is this inversion fair value gap. So I am expecting it that any big retracement will go to this point. The part where I'm a little bit more less ecstatic on is something we haven't discussed in a while. I was on a weekly chart just to showcase the fact that we have a huge weekly order block right here, and also that we have completed our buy model, right? Our expansion high. So for me, I can justify a continuation to the upside just as much as I can justify a deep retracement towards these big liquidity pools along the way, all the way down to these lows. So since I can both justify upside and downside, I'm going to go at it really from a day-to-day perspective, looking mainly at previous session liquidity and building frameworks around that. Like, for example, the intraday draws on liquidity, the one set up for life, looking at specific session highs and lows, and establishing frameworks from one extreme to the other. I'm going to use the data available in the Rice Statistics app for my timing, and these are my statistical session frameworks. That is what I'm going to be trading this week because I don't have a clear grasp of what is going on in my higher time frames, which hasn't happened in a while, but this is what I see this week. To get back to the daily chart, we had not visited this in a while. And see, I don't even have the indicator on my chart anymore. So let's go through here and look at, I want anchored IPDA data ranges. There we go. Beautiful indicator by 2 degrees once again. And we are going to visualize this shift. I hate the default colors. Let's change this a little. Sorry, guys. This should have been set up. But we discussed in the past quite at length, but since then we've had, 500 new members in the Discord, so definitely something to revisit. But we discussed about how IPDA data ranges, and more specifically SMT at the extremes of those ranges, are extremely high probability objectives. There is nothing better in my book. Like, for example, seeing here the IPDA 20 lows forming SMT between ES and NASDAQ, this is an extremely high probability liquidity pool. It is a huge objective to the downside that I'm going to be looking for, right? Currently, as I said, I don't have a clear grasp on the long-term trend or even short-term, right? Going at it this week. Data says it's going to be a bullish week, but we all know to profile things, you have to have a grasp on the current market conditions, which currently I don't. So I'm establishing lower objectives. I'm also establishing higher objectives. For example, if we go higher and looking at the week, which is what I should have started off. A little all over the place tonight, guys. Sorry about that. But what kind of news do we have? Well, nothing early in the week, followed by high impact news late in the week. So what does this tell me? Well, we're probably going to form a range early in the week, and then we are going to sweep one side of that range to then expand to the other, right? Accumulation, manipulation, distribution, looking for either a Tuesday low of week, which is lower probability than I would expect, right? If we are to just go in one direction, we are going to form an extreme early in the week. But taking into account, for example, this swing that we are currently seeming to form, right? We need more information. We need to see Monday's range before talking about that. But something like this would be a very clear move. Now, do I anticipate that we will go all the way back up? Not necessarily. My main objective will be this premium inversion fair value gap, because when I look at this range, premium and discount, it is my first premium in efficiency. Always the same exact logic. Let me just remove the look forward. It is pissing me off. There we go. And there we go. Wonderful indicator, by the way, guys. If you want to backtest things like this, definitely a great tool. But this is framing upside. How would I frame downside? Well, very simple. Same things, right? Due to the high impact news events, I can frame a weekly profile. So what am I going to anticipate? Form a range, retrace into fair value gap in premium, perhaps all the way up even, and then continue to the downside. What would be great confluence as to this bearish idea? Leaving this liquidity open, not touching previous week low at all until later in the week. And by later in the week, I mean a Wednesday extreme, right? So have a bit of a bullish run early on in the week, which I'm not going to be looking to take part in, since I will only be looking to trade, as I stated, right, closer to Wednesday. It will depend on if Monday forms a range, right? What I discussed in the outlook, in the announcement, very quickly about, well, I might be trading early in the week, dependent on Monday's range. So if Monday forms a small range, I'm going to be expecting us to break both sides of it. This is very simple logic that you can see repeat itself multiple times, right? I'm looking at this. This is Tuesday. So this is Monday after a small range. This is not the best example, but form a range early in the week. And then the whole weekly profile is framed around taking out one side of this range to then go take out the opposite extreme. Now, of course, as I said, I'm going to be prioritizing downside just because it's hard for me to justify it going up after expanding so aggressively in this range. Normally, you'd like to see a quick continuation, right? We just showed that we are extremely bullish, but we finally took out a very important objective, which could mean 1 or 2 weeks of heavy retracements, perhaps even more. So framing objectives to the downside is very easy in this case, right? You also have some shorter term SMT at IPDA 40 lows, giving you very clear objective of the equal lows, as well as IPDA 40 lows right here, which technically are a candle, but I'm referring to the swing in this case. Very quick outlook, because it doesn't happen quite often. You guys may notice a lot of familiar faces here, but this week I am really not going to be aligned with my higher time frame bias because I have no clue what is going on. So when I'm lost like this, right, what do I do? Well, I'll refer to recent price action, which means when I'm going to be trading, which levels am I going to be looking for? Well, instead of looking at daily levels, I'm going to be looking at the previous day's level. So previous day high, previous day low, the day before, the current weekly high, current weekly low. I'm going to be referring to recent price action to go ahead and take fractal trades based on that logic. So I'm going to be looking at the same exact things, but concentrating my energy, I guess, on session liquidity and important levels in the previous day or days. Does that make sense? I'm not seeing any questions, so I'm guessing it does. Awesome, Justin. Thank you. It's weird to have such a quick outlook, but that is all I have to say for this week, right? We were very aggressive. We had our rally from the election, and now the markets are getting back into a normal rhythm. We had some very nice PA last week, I feel like, right? We had a nice end of week expansion lower, which we did not have a PA review for, right? Had a little busy night that night, guys. Sorry about that. But definitely going to be looking for higher early on in the week and perhaps lower afterwards. But to be honest, after this move higher, I'm going to be a little clueless compared to if we go higher or below. So I'm going to refer to the previous candles, and also if you guys are Rise Statistics subscribers, you'll refer to the bias analysis. This is what I am going to be trading. The bias and previous session rates, frameworks built like that, shared initially in the One Trading Setup for Life video by ICT. Session liquidity, previous day's liquidity, that is what I'm going to be looking for. Going to be honest, with crypto going crazy like it has, which we don't really discuss here ever, but let's just say the wallet has been doing well. So I've had a little less pressure on myself to make money trading always, right? So I might take the next 2-3 weeks a little lighter, a little softer, right? Definitely investments are doing great, so why add additional pressure when the markets are unclear for me? I know a bunch of people have a bunch of ideas, but I know my limits, and I understand that right now I cannot form any sort of clear idea. I don't recommend that you follow me into that and decide to be more careful this week, because you're always going to be mad if it wasn't your idea, right? So if you find my points valid and you're also a little bit lost in this market currently, right, don't have a higher time frame direction, then don't be scared to take a break. There is always going to be more opportunity. There is always going to be more money to be made. Do we have any final questions before we call it a day for this weekly outlook? Not seeing any questions, so I'm going to take that as a no. You guys have a great trading week. We're not going to see each other early on in the week, so I will see you all Thursday night. Have a great one, guys, and good luck trading.